Preece, a deserved win in the end. I think a vital 3 points at this stage of the season.
Yeah, look, we've rode our luck at the end. There's no doubt about it. Look, they've hit the bar, they've hit the post, and they've hit the bar in the same attack. To be fair, they're looking at it and think, they shouldn't be hitting the bar. A couple of those that they should be putting them in the back of the net. So we've got away with that, but they had a little spell, before half time where again I think they hit the post and had a little bit of pressure, but outside that, the first 30 minutes we were on top, and second half I asked them, how much do we want this? And you need to go out and raise the game by at least 10%, because I just felt that that's what it needed, and if we found that, then we would create chances and likely score, and we did that. We were just totally on top for most of the second half. They'll look and think, we've been unlucky, but I think over the 90 minutes we deserve to win the game. And I'm going to be fair and honest and think, did we get away with maybe a penalty in the first half? I don't know, with Billy's challenge. I'm not going to be one of these who just skims over it. Possibly, but we had a bad decision go against us last week that cost us 2 points. So I'm not gonna moan about it, but I'll talk about it because it's only fair to be honest about it. But I think on the balance of play, we deserve to win the game, and we're in the highest position that we've been all season with 7 games to go. Just amazing. It's just fantastic for these players, because they deserve it, and the effort they put in, week out, and never stop believing. And can't be more proud of the performance and getting that win. And a good crowd again. They were all buzzing at the end of the game, so that's fantastic.
And sometimes you don't need the prettiest of goals, do you, to win a game? And Scott Wilson's wasn't the prettiest goal, but in the end it might end up being one of the most important. Yeah,
probably one of those days. Look, Connor Hall's at the bar as well. So don't forget that could have been 2-0. And we've had some other opportunities. But look, it doesn't matter the game at this stage of the season. It is about results and not about performances. But I don't think the performance was as good as we can be, but it was good enough, and the lads looked strong going into the back end of the second half. I thought that they never stopped running, and I think the week that we've had off's been great for them to recharge the batteries. Great to see Willow back on the bench. Tomo back on the bench. And then Charlie, hopefully, if he has a good week's training, he could be in contention. So, that's all positive. The only negative one is Callum's score has, gone over on his ankle in training, and he looks like he might be out for 4 weeks. So, whether he'll be back for the end of the season. But other than that, just looks, touch wood, we might have pretty much everybody available.
Yeah, another week off now. Obviously, there's not many full weeks left, is there, apart from Easter. Curzon Ashton away. Next Saturday, another big game and another big 3 points to play for.
Yeah, every game's massive. The league's been so tight. We've been sat in that 7th place for a long time. It feels like we've probably been in there all season, but it took us ages to get in there. Banbury were in there, Gloucester were in there, Alfreton were in there. Leamington early on were in there. And it took us a long time to get in there. We were always 3 points off it, whatever we did. And then we've got in there, and then we've been sort of stuck in that 7th place, the target. But we've always been looking ahead of us, above us, and saying, can we bring the teams closer to us? And I think we were double figures behind everybody above us at one point, and now we've gone above Scarborough. We're only a point behind Darlington, I think. And then we're only 3 or 4 behind Brackley, so Brackley looked like they were going for the league, and even Chester 7 points, and you've got to play Chester, so you just got to keep looking up. So don't worry about what's going on behind you. There's nothing you can do about the games in hand. Points on the board are important, and obviously with Alfreton losing, now that's a little bit more pressure on them. They have to win these games in hand.
And hopefully we'll have a good following down at Curzon next week, obviously, because it's not too far, is it? Just 30 miles down the road?
No, 100%. We'll have a real good crowd there, and it's normally a really nice pitch there. you know, they're a decent side at home, and we found it difficult there in recent years. You know, we've been good here and we seem to have good results here, but then when we've gone there, we found it difficult. And you know, they're a decent side. You know, I watched them. You know, I've managed to watch them a few times because they've been playing teams that we've been playing, and they've got some really good players, some good individual players. You know, obviously they spent money on Spencer, which is a fantastic signing. You know, he's probably one of the best, if not the best striker in the league. So, you know, they're not messing about Curzon, and it'll be a tough game. Yeah.
Preece, that was a bit of a mad second half, wasn't it?
God, was it? Look, when you come here, you know what it's going to be like, and it's tough. And I'm glad we haven't lost, because, you know, I can have a comment about the pitch, and you know, it's not having a go at Kettring's players or the manager or anything, but you know, the pitch is a joke. You know, you can't play any sort of football on it. So when you come here, you have to show a lot of character. You know, and we did do that. You know, we knew you've got to play percentages. You've got to put the ball behind. It's not going to be a good spectacle. Surprising that there's so many goals, because normally they're like 0-0s, 1-0s. If you look at Kettring's last 9 games at home, where they've been fantastic and had some fantastic results. So, you know, for us to score 3, I'm delighted about. Obviously not so happy about conceding the 3. But you know, when you get 3-2 ahead and you go into injury time, you know, you've got to be absolutely gutted to have dropped 2 points. But there's a challenge on Matty where the lad's not looking at the ball. He's just jumped into Matty. It's a free kick at any level, at any point, apart from today. So that's disappointing. But character of the lads, you know, 1-0 at half time. I was quite happy to go into 1-0 because they played down the slope really, really well. But I just said, look, we've just got to do the same to them what they've done to us, and we did. You know, we put them under pressure, put balls in behind, put balls into their box, made them defend, asked questions of their back four, and got 3 goals. We just couldn't keep it out the other end, which is a disappointing thing. But overall, it's a big point with the teams above us losing.
Yeah, and it's another game, isn't it? Johnny Sabachi's now got 3 and 3, I think, and obviously a sort of classic Johnny Sabachi goal for the first one. And Connor Hall's now hit 20 in the league. Yeah,
fantastic for both of them. You know, they've been fantastic all season. Nice for Billy to get a goal, because he's been short of goals. Got to mention the subs. I thought they made a big difference when they come on. I thought Shent and Blake with their quality, and then Justin with his energy and his skill and his pace. They had a big effect on the game as well. So really pleased with that, you know, because you come here and they must be looking and thinking, please don't put me on here today. You know, it's awful, but great character. We've had a real tough spell of games, one after another. We've got through that now. Still in a really strong position in the league, and we look forward to having a rest next week.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, doesn't it? This game being on today, being able to play it and then have the week's rest, and then it's 8 games left. There's only that Easter weekend where the game's close together, so you know, it's another point on the board and away we go.
Yeah, it is. And the fact, you know, Charlie and Tomo have both had injections to speed up their recovery, so hopefully they should be back in training so they can get 4 weeks training. Probably won't be available probably for Banbury, but you know, they won't be a million miles away. And obviously Sampo was out with concussion. You know, I thought Harry Scarborough did really well for us. You know, led the line, made it as difficult as he could for the centre halves. So you know, it's another good run out for him. So I can't help being gutted because of you know, the incident before the goal, but actually the goal, you know, we have to do better. We have to, you know, I was angry because we didn't clear the box. We should have cleared the box on the shot, and then you know, possibly, you know, they wouldn't have scored. But like I say, you know, it's probably a point game when you look at the teams above us.
Preece, I imagine that feels better after the last couple of games, the last couple of results.
Yeah, definitely. Look, we found it tough the last couple of games. You know, it was a test of character coming at home against. You know, I said it down there that Hereford would be in the playoffs. Well, if we hadn't beaten today, they'd probably be very, very close to being in there. You know, they're a very good side, and they showed that in the first half. Although we probably dominated possession and territory, you know, they look so dangerous on the counter attack. They've got such good footballers, but sometimes you've got to throw your bodies on the line. You need your keeper to be on his game, and he was. And then second half, we just showed what we like at home. We just turned it up a little bit. You know, we just got the ball in the box a little bit more. We asked more questions. Great finish by Bashi, but you know, we've worked the throw in really well. Something that we've worked on. So, like I said to lads, no fluke the goal you scored. That's things that we've been doing all the season, and that's credit to us for doing that and going back. You know, we went a little bit back to basics at times, but you know, I'm just so pleased for the players. You know, I think we've gone through it and had a look, and there's us. I think there's us in Southport have used the least amount of players this year. You know, there's teams that's used almost double the amount of players that we have. So it's so hard for them to keep churning out performances, and to come today and perform like they did, especially second half, where I thought we were magnificent second half. After all the games and that little bit of doubt that creeps in your head, and the questions I've asked you, you know, I can't be more proud of the team, and yeah, and a really good crowd on a really cold night. So yeah, a real good night all round.
And obviously, to get that insurance goal as well so quickly after the first one, you know, it helps, as we've discussed many times this season. It helps when you've got a centre forward like Connor Hall, who's just there, isn't he?
Yeah, just in the right place. Again, it was a really good move. You know, Shent, it's a great ball for Bashi. Bashi's gone through, and the keeper's done well, but Connor's just there on the spot, and puts it away. And then, you know, we probably could have had a couple more after that. We were really on song. So yeah, just pleased for everybody. Pleased for Matty and the back lads, and for getting a clean sheet. Pleased for the lads, you know, up top, to scoring and creating. And I thought, I thought Cal's was magnificent in there, because they've got some clever footballers in there. And at times he was just, you know, with Shent going forward, he's left a little bit isolated, and I thought he was magnificent picking up second balls and just playing things easy. So a real good team effort.
Yeah, so the midweek games are done now. That's it, they're out of the way.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. You know. And it's just that worry, you know, of getting injuries. Hennes has played more games than he's played for a long time, back to back, but he's had to. We've used the squad. I think everybody's probably played 3 or 4 games in the last 10. So we've had to rotate, and we're still in that playoff position, and a little bit of gap to some other teams that are probably looking and threatening. So we're banging there with 9 to go. Probably one of the toughest trips to go on Saturday to Kettering. That is a tough place to go and get a result, but you know, with 3 points in the bag, that, you know, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, and to obviously it's a Saturday game, and then it's just Saturdays, and obviously the Easter bank holiday. But we'll get to that when we get to it, right? Yeah,
look, it's great that we can get there. You know, I think Charlie and Tomo are both having injections this week, so that might speed up their recovery. So you know, that gives us another couple of bodies as well. So you know, just freshen it up. But I thought the subs did well when they come on. You know, I thought all the subs were tremendous. Blakey come on and did really well. Harry must have covered every blade of grass, and then Justin was great. You know, he's just so calm in possession. You know, got us up the pitch, and you just need that. You just need that little. You know, you just need that strength in depth. Although there's not loads and loads of it, but you know, when I call on anybody or I leave anybody out or they got to come back in, I can't ask any more of these lads, and they're doing the club proud.